another big week here. Today it happens to be a Scorpio full moon. In a couple of days, it'll actually be Mercury direct after it seems like a long time. And we're just leading up to that. But
Morning.
it's coming to an end in Taurus.
Nature.
And then we're going to talk about Gemini.
It's not even 8 o'clock yet, but as you can see, it's a little bit cloudy, and it's cooler outside for a Florida spring day. And anyways, I wanted to talk about Jupiter going into Gemini. First of all, if you thought that Jupiter in Taurus was a little bit slow to hand over some of that wealthiness that it's supposed to give, we did have a retrograde, we did have some eclipses, we did have a change of fate. And you know, it did really take and for some people, because I don't think that everyone has had their full manifestation of what Jupiter in Taurus is promising us, just because the highlight of that is just going on right now as it conjuncts Jupiter conjuncts Uranus. And so where Uranus has been for the last year or so, I can't even keep track, but you know, we're more than halfway through that Jupiter section. You know, it's kind of going to highlight that, which is really a really good thing, because it means that we can expand on a lot of things that we've have already began. And so I was inspired to do a few things before this all happened, and I really realized by today, when I had a first rose, that was the first indication that seeds are growing. And so it was, you know, it was a little bit premature for this rose to happen, but I feel like it was just like the sign of God. The wind is blowing, so I hope it doesn't blow my camera. Anyway, what I really wanted to talk about is that we should prepare in these last couple of degrees of being in Taurus, because of the fact that some of these places will not be repeated when Jupiter goes all the way to almost the half point of Gemini before it returns. And so usually someone would get like 3 passes on a Jupiter, which usually is good because it kind of lays the foundation in that first part. It gives the inspiration, then it brings back all of the ideas, and then, you know, it finally goes away. It finally, you know, makes its way through in that Brahma Vishnu phase, and it goes through, and you know, there you see what it is that it was expanding for, and it begins that journey. Of course, it's not the fullness of that manifestation in that time, but it actually is kind of like it levels out over the next 12-year period that it goes through. But what I really wanted to say, that Jupiter in Gemini, that's going to be here at the end of May, is not going to be the way that Jupiter in Taurus has been, where it's sort of like holding on to facts and not quite moving so quickly, completely Taurian. But the things that were talked about were real. Jupiter and Gemini, it's a whole lot of talking. And Gemini's a whole lot of talking, no substance. A whole lot of Jupiter, same thing, a whole lot of dreams, no reality. So you have these two air and fire components. They don't necessarily mean that you're going to manifest as fast or what you think you might going to manifest. However, it is good for connecting. So if you're one of these earth signs, your luck is out the door. So for the next couple of days, or for the next this next month or so, your best bet is to close up every single thing that you have going on having to do with these earth signs, because it's not going to return to be in your favor, but to challenge you later on as it moves over into this next sign. As for earth signs, not all earth signs get this, but the majority that have that ruling over them do, because we all have a combination of different things that are favorable. I mean, I'm an earth sign, but guess what? Pluto is going to trine up to Jupiter as soon as it gets into Gemini. That's going to be great for air signs. So all these people in Aquarius who have been afflicted by Pluto right now, you're going to have a little bit of a different energy just going to come in at the end of May. It might be a revival energy, just kind of replenishing your life and putting you back in your place, which you really want. or it might actually expand on some of the reconstruction that Pluto is actually bringing about in your life at this point in time. Either way, take them, because these things don't really happen this way, and every single combination of these things doing really does have some unique way of how it's going to express itself in your life. And if you're able to just snap into that energy, you'd be able to sort of like shift yourself out of anything that you really would like to, because they're so big enough that they allow you to do so. You know, if you don't have the life that you want, it's up to you right now. Of course, Aquarius has this, and if you're, I guess, if you're Gemini, you know, you've waited for this. You know, I know a lot of Geminis right now. They're almost like, where's the gas? Where's the excitement? You know, right before like this whole thing comes back, just remember, a bow and arrow holds this whole restraint until it does, and so it's quite possible that with all these things, these big events happening, you know, this eclipse, this Jupiter, Uranus, all that other stuff, they were in different parts of your lives, and so now your physical life now is going to come into fruition. And so we're in the last year or so, things may be happening through others. They're now going to start to flow through you. And so this begins this whole new journey for Jupiter and Gemini. But my big advice to everyone is to close up every single thing that you have open, having to do with this last cycle if you can. And the reason for that is because when Jupiter actually starts to touch these parts of your sensitive charts, it actually puts this whole big energy on it. And so if it's good, it's going to be great. If it's bad, it's going to really show it out. But the best part is that completed items waiting to actually be elevated to the next level and they're ready to go. Like say for instance, you've completed a whole aspect of your career over the last 12 years and now you're just sitting around waiting, scratching your nails. Situations come along and actually you're rebuilding. The sun's out. You're rebuilding every single thing from scratch again on a whole new base. And you're alive once more, you know. Contacts are back in order, things are going on, and there's a buzz of life. So that's what Geminis have to look forward to. They really have been a little bit on the sort of like the sidelines here, just dealing with others in their lives and other parts of their lives as well. But now it's their time. Anyways, that's my how to prepare for Gemini and Jupiter going into Gemini. And then other things are going to happen when the Sun and Jupiter are all together. Other things are going to happen when Mars actually makes its way over there. So enjoy. Have a nice day.